Ladies and gentlemen, life is a complex tapestry woven with threads of both order and chaos. Some of those threads we can grasp and guide, others slip through our fingers no matter how hard we try to hold on. The question before us today is not how to control everything in life because you simply can't but rather why we spend so much energy worrying about the uncontrollable in the first place. The concept of focusing on what you can control is one of the most liberating ideas a person can embrace. Life is a blend of forces, some within your reach and others far beyond it. While this balance is a natural part of existence, many people fall into the trap of obsessing over the uncontrollable, wasting their energy and allowing anxiety to dominate their thoughts. Redirecting that focus to what lies within your grasp can transform how you navigate life's challenges and opportunities. At its core, focusing on what you can control begins with a shift in perspective. Too often people fixate on the broader uncertainties of life, what others think of them, global events, or the unpredictable twists of fate. These concerns are often legitimate, but dwelling on them is futile. The simple truth is that no amount of worry, frustration, or overthinking will change the reality of forces beyond your influence. What you can change, however, is how you respond to these forces and the effort you put into the areas of life that you do have the power to shape. Your thoughts, actions, and choices are the building blocks of control. While external circumstances can be unpredictable, your reaction to them is entirely within your domain. Imagine encountering a traffic jam on your way to an important meeting. You can't control the traffic itself, but you can choose how to handle it. You might let frustration consume you, arriving at your destination frazzled and irritated. Alternatively, you might take a deep breath, accept the situation, and use the time to think constructively or listen to something that enriches your mind. The traffic remains the same in both scenarios, but your experience of it and perhaps the rest of your day will be vastly different depending on how you choose to react. Another critical element of this philosophy is understanding that your energy is finite. The mental and emotional resources you expend on worrying about uncontrollable events could instead be directed toward productive endeavors. This isn't just a matter of efficiency, it's about reclaiming your sense of agency. By pouring your efforts into areas where you can make a difference, your habits, your relationships, your goals, you regain a feeling of empowerment. You begin to see tangible results in your life, even in the face of broader uncertainties. A practical way to embody this mindset is to identify and clarify the boundaries of your influence. Imagine drawing two circles, a small inner circle representing what you can control and a larger outer circle representing what you cannot. Inside the inner circle are things like your attitude, how you spend your time, the words you choose to speak, and the care you put into your work. The outer circle contains everything else, other people's opinions, random events, or distant societal issues. The key is to invest the majority of your focus and energy within the inner circle while accepting the limits of the outer one. Over time, this practice not only reduces stress but also sharpens your ability to act decisively and meaningfully in your own life. It's also important to recognize that focusing on what you can control doesn't mean ignoring the bigger picture. Instead, it's about starting with yourself as a foundation. Think of it like maintaining a garden. You may not control the weather, but you can prepare the soil, plant seeds, water them, and remove weeds. By doing your part, you maximize the likelihood of a bountiful harvest, even if some factors remain outside your hands. Similarly, tending to your personal growth, habits, and decisions makes you better equipped to face whatever life throws at you. This approach also fosters resilience. When you prioritize what you can influence, you build skills and strengths that allow you to adapt to unforeseen circumstances. For instance, someone who has spent years cultivating financial discipline is far more prepared to handle an economic downturn than someone who has spent the same time worrying about market fluctuations they cannot control. Similarly, a person who has nurtured strong relationships and emotional stability will navigate personal crises with greater ease than someone who has allowed external stresses to dominate their inner life. Perhaps one of the most powerful aspects of focusing on what you can control is its ability to bring clarity and calm. When faced with adversity, many people feel overwhelmed because they're trying to tackle too many things at once, including aspects of the situation they have no ability to change. By narrowing your focus to actionable steps within your power, You simplify your approach to problems and free yourself from the burden of unnecessary worry. This clarity not only makes challenges more manageable, but also allows you to see opportunities that might otherwise have been hidden in the fog of anxiety. Ultimately, focusing on what you can control is an act of responsibility. It's about taking ownership of your life and refusing to be a victim of circumstances. This doesn't mean life will always be easy, far from it. But when you commit to managing what lies within your reach, you discover a profound sense of purpose and stability. You come to realize that while you may not control the winds of life, you are the captain of your ship, fully capable of adjusting sails to navigate through them. And that, in itself, is enough to steer your life toward meaning and fulfillment. Worry is a natural response to uncertainty and challenges, often arising as a way for the mind to prepare for potential difficulties. However, when worry becomes excessive or misdirected, it can erode your ability to act effectively and decisively. This erosion doesn't happen all at once. It is gradual and insidious, draining your mental, emotional, and even physical resources over time. What begins as a fleeting concern can grow into a debilitating cycle that leaves you paralyzed in the face of life's challenges. At its root, worry stems from a desire to control or predict outcomes. It is an attempt by the mind to grapple with uncertainty by preemptively solving problems that may or may not arise. But the paradox of worry is that while it feels like you are doing something productive, thinking through scenarios, analyzing risks, it often accomplishes the opposite. Instead of preparing you for action, excessive worry keeps you stuck in a loop of overthinking, where decisions become harder to make and opportunities pass you by. One of the ways worry diminishes your capacity to act is by monopolizing your mental energy. The brain has a finite capacity for processing information and making decisions. When you devote a significant portion of that capacity to worrying about things you cannot control, you leave less room for clear thinking and problem solving. It's like running multiple demanding programs on a computer. Eventually, the system slows down, and even simple tasks become difficult to execute. Worry consumes bandwidth that could otherwise be used to focus on practical solutions or meaningful actions. This mental drain doesn't just affect your ability to think clearly, it also takes a toll on your emotional well-being. Worry often breeds fear and doubt, emotions that undermine confidence and self-assurance. When you are consumed by what-if scenarios, you start to question your abilities and lose faith in your capacity to handle challenges. Over time, this creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you doubt yourself, the less likely you are to take decisive action, and the less you act, the more powerless you feel. This cycle can be difficult to break, but its root cause lies in allowing worry to dominate your thoughts and emotions. Another significant way worry erodes your capacity to act is by fostering indecision. When you are preoccupied with potential risks and negative outcomes, every choice feels fraught with danger. You become so focused on avoiding failure or minimizing risk that you struggle to move forward. This paralysis can manifest in many areas of life, whether it's hesitating to apply for a job, delaying an important conversation, or putting off a decision about a major life change. The longer you remain stuck in this state of inaction, the more overwhelming the situation feels and the harder it becomes to take even the smallest step forward. Furthermore, worry is deceptive. It masquerades as preparation, convincing you that if you think about a problem long enough, you'll eventually find the perfect solution. But life rarely offers perfect solutions. More often than not, meaningful progress requires taking imperfect action, making a decision, learning from the outcome, and adjusting as you go. Excessive worry prevents you from reaching this point because it keeps you fixated on hypothetical scenarios rather than engaging with the reality of the situation. As a result, you miss out on opportunities for growth and progress. The physical toll of worry is also worth noting. Chronic worry triggers the body's stress response, releasing hormones like cortisol that prepare you for fight or flight. While this response is useful in short bursts, prolonged activation can lead to fatigue, reduced immune function, and other health problems. When your body is in a constant state of stress, it becomes harder to muster the energy and focus needed to take action. You may find yourself feeling drained and unmotivated, further compounding the challenges you face. Ironically, The more time and energy you spend worrying, the less time and energy you have to address the very issues causing your concern. Worry keeps you tethered to the problem, preventing you from shifting your attention to potential solutions. It's like staring at a locked door, obsessing over why it won't open instead of looking around for the key. Action, even small and imperfect action, is often the antidote to worry. It allows you to regain a sense of agency and start making tangible progress, no matter how daunting the situation may seem. Breaking free from the grip of worry requires a conscious effort to redirect your focus. This begins with recognizing when worry has crossed the line from being a helpful prompt to becoming a hindrance. Ask yourself, is this worry leading me toward a solution, or is it keeping me stuck? If it's the latter, it's time to shift your attention to what you can do right now. Even the smallest step forward can disrupt the cycle of worry and restore your capacity to act. It's also important to cultivate a mindset that accepts uncertainty as a natural part of life. You will never have complete control over every situation, and that's okay. What matters is your willingness to engage with life despite its unpredictability. By focusing on the aspects of a challenge that are within your influence and taking purposeful action, you can begin to chip away at the fears and doubts that worry creates. Worry is not your enemy, it's a signal. It alerts you to areas of concern, but is not meant to dictate your response. Use it as a cue to identify what actions you can take, and then let it go. When you stop allowing worry to erode your capacity to act, you reclaim the energy, clarity, and confidence needed to navigate life's challenges with strength and purpose. Humility is often misunderstood in today's world. Many people equate it with weakness, passivity, or self-deprecation. But true humility is none of these things. Instead, it is a quiet and profound strength rooted in self-awareness, openness, and the ability to engage with the world honestly and meaningfully. To be humble is not to think less of yourself, but to see yourself clearly, your strengths, limitations, and place within the broader fabric of existence. This clarity enables you to grow, adapt, and face life's challenges with resilience and purpose. At its core, humility begins with an honest acknowledgement of your limitations. No one is omnipotent or omniscient, no matter how capable or intelligent they may be. Life is vast and unpredictable, and even the wisest among us are only scratching the surface of what there is to know. Recognizing this fact is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of wisdom. It frees you from the burden of pretending to have all the answers and opens the door to learning and growth. When you accept that there is always more to learn, you become curious and open-minded, willing to listen to others and explore new ideas. This willingness to learn is a profound strength, as it keeps you adaptable and capable of evolving in a constantly changing world. Humility also fosters resilience in the face of failure. A humble person understands that failure is not a reflection of their worth, but a natural part of life. When you approach life with humility, you are less likely to be crushed by setbacks because you do not tie your identity to an illusion of perfection. Instead, you see failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. This perspective allows you to bounce back from challenges and continue moving forward, even when the road is difficult. It takes immense strength to confront your mistakes, take responsibility for them, and use them as a foundation for growth. This is the essence of humility, the courage to face yourself honestly and the determination to keep striving. Another dimension of humility is the ability to put others before yourself when the situation calls for it. This does not mean disregarding your own needs or diminishing your value. Rather, it means recognizing that the world does not revolve around you, and that others have their own struggles, perspectives, and contributions to make. Humility allows you to step back, listen, and truly connect with others. It enables you to build meaningful relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. In this way, humility becomes a bridge, fostering empathy and collaboration. These qualities are invaluable not only in personal relationships, but also in workplaces, communities, and society as a whole. Humility is also closely tied to gratitude. When you are humble, you appreciate the contributions of others and the opportunities you have been given. You recognize that your successes are not solely the result of your own efforts, but also the result of the support, guidance, and sacrifices of those around you. This sense of gratitude deepens your connection to others and helps you stay grounded even in moments of achievement. It prevents arrogance from taking root and keeps you focused on what truly matters, the values, relationships, and purpose that give life meaning. One of the most significant ways humility manifests as strength is in its ability to diffuse conflict. When people approach disagreements with arrogance, they often become defensive, combative, or unwilling to listen. This only escalates tension and makes resolution more difficult. Humility, on the other hand, allows you to approach conflict with a spirit of openness and compromise. It enables you to admit when you are wrong, to seek common ground, and to prioritize the relationship over the need to win. This doesn't mean sacrificing your principles, rather it means engaging with others in a way that respects their humanity and fosters mutual understanding. In this way, humility becomes a tool for building bridges and creating harmony even in challenging situations. It is important to note that humility is not about diminishing yourself or denying your worth. On the contrary, true humility is rooted in a strong sense of self. It takes confidence to admit your limitations, to ask for help, and to acknowledge that you do not have all the answers. Humility and confidence are not opposites, they are complementary. Together they create a balanced and grounded mindset that enables you to navigate life with grace and strength. You can recognize your value and achievements without letting them inflate your ego, and you can acknowledge your flaws without letting them diminish your self-worth. Practicing humility requires intention and effort, especially in a world that often rewards arrogance and self-promotion. It means resisting the urge to always seek validation or prove your superiority. It means being willing to listen more than you speak, to admit when you are wrong, and to approach life with a sense of wonder and curiosity. These practices may seem simple, but they require discipline and inner strength. Over time, they cultivate a sense of peace and fulfillment as you learn to let go of the need for constant validation and focus instead on living authentically and meaningfully. Humility is not a weakness to be avoided, but a strength to be embraced. It is the foundation of self-awareness, growth, and meaningful connection. It allows you to navigate life with resilience, compassion, and a sense of purpose. By embracing humility, you free yourself from the constraints of ego and open yourself to the richness of life's experiences. You become stronger not because you have all the answers, but because you are willing to learn, grow, and engage with the world as it truly is. And in that strength, you find the freedom to live a life of depth and significance. Resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity and remain steadfast in the face of challenges, is not an innate trait that some people possess while others do not. It is a skill that can be cultivated, a strength that grows through intentional preparation. Life is unpredictable, and no one is immune to setbacks, hardships, or failures. However, the way we prepare ourselves mentally, emotionally, and practically determines our capacity to face difficulties and emerge stronger on the other side. Preparation begins with self-awareness. To be resilient, you must first understand your strengths, weaknesses, and the areas in your life where you are most vulnerable. This kind of introspection allows you to anticipate potential challenges and develop strategies to address them before they arise. For example, if you know that financial instability is a source of anxiety, you can take steps to build an emergency fund or manage your spending more effectively. If you recognize that you struggle with stress, you can adopt practices like mindfulness or physical exercise to build mental and emotional endurance. Self-awareness is not about obsessing over your flaws or weaknesses. It is about acknowledging them with honesty and using that knowledge to fortify yourself. Another key aspect of preparation is cultivating discipline and habits that strengthen your resilience over time. Life's challenges often require more than just a momentary burst of effort. They demand sustained focus and perseverance. Discipline is the foundation upon which resilience is built. Whether it's consistently saving money, practicing healthy communication in relationships, or staying committed to personal development, these small, everyday actions lay the groundwork for a stronger and more adaptable mindset. When adversity strikes, you will find that the habits you have cultivated, no matter how small, serve as anchors, giving you stability and direction when things feel uncertain. Equally important to resilience is the ability to anticipate and plan for difficulties. This doesn't mean becoming pessimistic or expecting the worst at every turn. Instead, it involves acknowledging that challenges are an inevitable part of life and taking proactive steps to prepare for them. Think of it like building a storm shelter. You don't wait for the storm to arrive to start constructing it. You prepare in advance so that when the winds pick up, you have a safe place to retreat. This preparation could take many forms: building a support network of trusted friends and family, gaining knowledge and skills in areas relevant to your goals, or even practicing how you will handle specific situations that may arise. Being prepared doesn't eliminate challenges, but it does make them far less overwhelming when they occur. Preparation is not limited to practical measures. It also involves mental and emotional conditioning. Developing a resilient mindset means learning to reframe setbacks and view them as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. This shift in perspective does not come naturally to everyone, but it can be cultivated through practice and intentional reflection. One way to build this mindset is by reflecting on past challenges you've faced and recognizing the strengths and lessons you gained from those experiences. Doing so reminds you that you have overcome difficulties before and that you have the capacity to do so again. It also helps you approach future challenges with a sense of confidence rather than dread. Another critical component of preparation is fostering flexibility and adaptability. While preparation involves planning, it is important to recognize that not everything will go according to plan. Resilience requires the ability to adjust when circumstances change and to find new ways forward when the original path is blocked. This kind of adaptability comes from cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of clinging rigidly to expectations, resilient individuals learn to embrace uncertainty and view it as an opportunity to innovate and grow. By preparing yourself to pivot when necessary, you build a kind of resilience that allows you to thrive in even the most unpredictable situations. Building resilience also involves nurturing a strong sense of purpose. When you have a clear understanding of what matters most to you, whether it's your family, your career, your values, or a long-term goal, you are better equipped to weather challenges. A strong sense of purpose acts as a compass, guiding you through difficult times and helping you stay focused on what truly matters. Preparing yourself mentally and emotionally to stay connected to this purpose even when things get tough is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate resilience. It's important to recognize that preparation for resilience is not about eliminating risk or avoiding hardship altogether. Such a goal is both unrealistic and counterproductive. Life's challenges, though difficult, are often the very experiences that shape us and help us grow. Preparation is about equipping yourself with the tools, mindset, and support system needed to navigate these challenges effectively. It's about accepting that while you cannot control every aspect of your circumstances, you can control how you respond to them. Resilience is a reflection of the work you've put in beforehand. It's the product of consistent preparation, self-awareness, and a willingness to grow. When you invest time and effort into strengthening your mind, body, and spirit, you create a reservoir of strength that you can draw upon in times of need. Challenges may test you, but they will not break you because you have done the work to prepare yourself for whatever comes your way. Resilience is not about avoiding life's storms. It's about learning to navigate through them with courage, wisdom, and grace. Through preparation, you become not only stronger but also more capable of finding meaning and purpose, even in the face of adversity.